Hey there, Robert Casella with the Go Lakewood Ranch team, and today we're going to be talking about no CDD communities in and around Lakewood Ranch. I know, you're thinking there's no CDD communities in Lakewood Ranch. Well, not so much, but there is one section of one community that has no CDD. I know, very exciting stuff. So there is one little thing that we can hang our hat on for no CDD in Lakewood Ranch. But really, there are some communities that are around Lakewood Ranch, something I've termed Lakewood Ranch Light, that basically offers the same kind of location as Lakewood Ranch. You're just not in Lakewood Ranch. We're going to cover some of my favorites. But first, what is a CDD? That's next. All right, as you can see, I've got a cat tail here. Apparently, she wants to be part of my my no CDD. My no CDD skit here, if you will. Yes, I see you. So there's three communities in and around Lakewood Ranch that do not have a CDD. And the one that I'm going to cover that's the unicorn that's inside of Lakewood Ranch, well, we're going to save that for last. That's number 3. But the first community I want to kind of talk about is Eagle Trace. And it's kind of one of my favorite communities because I really feel like it's a hidden gem. It doesn't have a CDD and it butts up right against Lakewood Ranch. So for all intents and purposes, you get all the benefits of being associated with Lakewood Ranch because of the proximity, but it's not part of Lakewood Ranch and it doesn't have a CDD, so your cost basis or your carrying costs for that community is going to be lower. Now, it's not going to be over the top in terms of amenities, right? Because CDDs are not terrible things. They allow you to develop things infrastructurally and provide more amenities because you have more funds to work with. But this community doesn't have a CDD. It's gated. It's got a pool, and I think it's got 2 tennis courts in there. It's got single family homes, and it's also got villas. If you're looking for a really great community with no CDD that's right near Lakewood Ranch, give me a call. I'll give you the scoop about Eagle Trace. I really love that community. Let's go to number 2. All right, number 2 is I wanted to put a golf course community in this mix because we all know that Lakewood Ranch has a number of golf courses and really a number of great golf courses. You have River Strand, Lakewood National, Esplanade, all bundle golf course communities. Of course, you have Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club, and these are all over the top bundle golf course communities. And in the case of Lakewood Ranch Country Club, a private golf course. But there's one community called Greenfield Plantation, which is right on State Road 64, which again, close proximity to Lakewood Ranch, even though it's not in Lakewood Ranch. But the benefit to this community, aside from not having a CDD, it does have a golf course, and boy, is it a pretty community. It's an established community. It started, in the early 2000s. Maybe it was the late 1990s too, but certainly the early 2000s. And it's a golf course community with no CDD. Hey, that's for being that close to Lakewood Ranch, that's a pretty terrific thing. And on top of that, that corridor on State Road 64, we do a lot of business out that way. If you really want to know where the value proposition is, it's right along that State Road 64 corridor, and Greenfield Plantation is right there. There's a Costco there right in that Heritage Harbor complex just a little bit west of where Greenfield Plantation is, and they've got a ton of things going in there. I think there's a Miller Ale House, maybe a Target. So you're going to have all these shops and restaurants really close to your community if you live in Greenfield Plantation. So that's something that I'm really high on. There's not a whole lot of amenities in Greenfield Plantation. Again, no CDD, less funds to work with, so you're going to have less in terms of amenities in the community, but it does have a golf course. It doesn't have a CDD, and it's in a great location. So Greenfield Plantation, if you want some more details on that, we've worked in there, and I think that's a really good value moving forward in and around this area. So let's hit number 3. This is it. This is the one. Okay, here it is. The no CDD community in Lakewood Ranch. And really, in all fairness, it's not really a no CDD community. There was a section that started out as a no CDD. In fact, Neil, when they were building Indigo, that's the community, Indigo, when they first were marketing that, they were saying, oh, there's no CDD, there's no CDD. And truth be told, from 2016 to 2017, there was no CDD in Indigo. At some point, Neil said, well, maybe we're going to reevaluate this. And they ended up adding a CDD. So all subsequent homes, I want to say it was around that 2018 range or so, have a CDD now. But there was a section in Indigo that has no CDD from 2016 to 17, and you're right in the middle of Lakewood Ranch. So that's your unicorn, if you will, and it's right in Lakewood Ranch. It's a great community. It has amenities, like a little clubhouse, a pool area, lifestyle director. So it not only has some great amenities, but it's right in Lakewood Ranch. So that's Indigo. You got to be in that specified time frame from 2016 to 17. But if you see one of those, you want to jump on it if you don't want to pay a CDD. Okay, so we hit on 3 communities today. And the first one was Eagle Trace as a no CDD community around Lakewood Ranch. I really love that community simply because it's a smaller community. It's gated. It has some amenities in there, pool and a couple of tennis courts, single family homes and villas. It butts up right against Lakewood Ranch. So I really love Eagle Trace. I just think it's a great value and doesn't have a CDD. Then of course you have Greenfield Plantation that I mentioned. That's a golf course community that's right along that golf course, or that's State Road 64 corridor, and that's where all the growth is happening. You have that Heritage Harbor Marketplace. It's right down the road. The Costco is there. I think you're going to have a Target there, Miller's Ale House, and a bunch of other shops and restaurants. So value-wise, I think that's terrific. And again, that's really close to Lakewood Ranch, so you can kind of have your cake and eat it too. And of course, the last one was Indigo. And Indigo is that one small section of time, or that one period of time in 2016-17 where there wasn't any CDD. If you can find one of those and have in Indigo, you can have access to all those amenities and not have that CDD if you buy in one of those year, either 2016 or 17. And then finally, I should say one other thing about a wild card. And sometimes folks will actually pay off the CDD on their home. I'm not crazy about that idea because you're basically paying something for advance, and unless you're staying in that community for 20 or 30 years, you're really not going to get the benefit of that. Sure, you can advertise your home when you go to sell it as a no CDD home, but usually that doesn't work out as well as you'd hope because people are just going to assign a value to your home without reference to you paying off the CDD. From a negotiation perspective, a lot of people will just say, oh, you're giving me that for free? You paid off the CDD? So that's not something I really recommend to do, but it is a wild card. So that's it, folks. Hey, we're going to always shoot you straight here at the Go Lakewood Ranch team. We've got a lot of knowledge to share. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, we're going to be rolling out new content every 2 weeks, and we're excited to share some more. We'll talk to you soon.